Live. What's his answer?
Should be the chat.
Yeah, that's live. Come. Yeah, that's it. You in there?
That's right. All right, Shalom, Israel. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General YAHANNA. This Officer 500, YAHANNA, here with you today, like every Wednesday.
Right.
Teaching you about these laws, statutes, and commandments that we must keep. And last week we was we pretty much kind of, just to reiterate, last week we pretty much going over, how it is to be in this truth, man, and you have to endure. You understand what I'm saying? And like Job did, we can't be following these. We can't be following these the customs of the other nations, man. Like celebrating birthdays, holidays, and all of that. We got our own high holy days that we need to be celebrating. And also just, piggybacking off of what I was going over, you know what I'm saying? When you in this truth, you got to have a level of endurance. You know what I'm saying? As we as Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans already, it's already built in us to be able to endure harsh conditions. Right. You know what I'm saying? We've been through slavery. We're still in captivity. And we're still dealing with some of, not necessarily all of the, especially not the extreme conditions that we did while we were actually in bondage, but we're still dealing. Okay, put it this way: physically, we're not going through the same physical endurance that we had to go through. Right. But it's more so mental now, mental and psychological. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to be able to endure and keep this truth, man. You can't let nothing, no demon, no wickedness, nothing, period, cause you to leave this truth, man. So what I want to do today, I actually want to go over one of the most common things in the Bible, especially for Christians, because Christians don't understand Christians don't understand reading the whole Bible. They only understand what they want to understand. You understand what I'm saying? And so we're going to go over the 10 Commandments today. And we're also going to go over what some, Christians like to believe. First of all, let me say this. Christians like to believe that Christ came to do away with the law. But in the I.S.U.P.K, we understand that Christ didn't do away with the law. Now, there was something Christ did fulfill, you know what I'm saying, which is the law. Well, what he did fulfill is die for us. He was the ultimate sacrifice. You understand? In the Old Testament, which we're going to go into it, but it talks about how when we did something wrong, we would sacrifice to the Lord. We would make burnt offerings, or we would sacrifice animals, goats, bulls, you know what I'm saying? Sheep, lamb, whatever, same thing. But we would make these sacrifices to the Lord. But after Christ, these sacrifices that we used to make in the Old Testament are not even worthy enough anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like what animal on earth is worthy enough after Christ shed his blood for us? Right. You understand? There's no animal on this earth that you can find that's more worthy than Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So since Christ died for us and he was the ultimate sacrifice, that's why we don't have to sacrifice animals anymore, because they're not even worthy. And we're going to go into that later. But first I want to start with Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. We're going to go into these 10 commandments. Whenever you're ready to.
On the corner. The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words.
And if there's any questions, select it. If there's any questions online, make sure you type your questions in the chat. If I can get around to answer them, I will. If not, then like as usual, you can try to answer questions in Tuesday class. We have a Tuesday brotherhood class, and we also have scripture breakdown on Sundays, which I would say is probably the most valuable class to ask those type of questions because obviously you have to be more than happy to take your questions. So yeah, keep reading. So I can start from the top.
God. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God.
Okay, and this is the Most High actually speaking. So now Christians, they feel like these are the only laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. Why is that? Why do Christians feel like these are the only laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible? Go ahead. No, that's not it. Go ahead. Right, exactly. It's because that's what's taught to you. Like, they don't read the Bible. They expect to go to church and be taught the Bible. But instead, they're not taught the Bible. That's the thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, as a Christian, you expect to go to church and learn about the Lord. You expect to learn about the Bible, but you instead get this, I don't even know what to call it, this lie fest. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You get a whole festival of lies. That's what you go to church for, in a show. You understand? You get the little praise dancers dancing and the music get to playing and stuff, and it just makes you feel good, and you leave, and then that's it. And you go commit all the sins of the world. You understand what I'm saying? But this is not what's supposed to be done. When we're supposed to be teaching our people, it's not for a show. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to teach you don't have to be a teacher and be all extra boring. You know, you teach it according to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? How you want to teach is how you want to teach. You want to throw a joke in there, you laugh. You understand? The Bible says there's a time for everything. As long as you understand when it's the time to be serious and, you know, get these precepts, then that's what it is. But everybody has their own personality and how they want to teach. You understand what I'm saying? But the point is, long as this word is getting out and it's reaching as many people as possible, one brother may teach a certain way, well, he bring in a different demographic of people. Then this brother get up and teach, he bring in a different demographic of people. And that's what we want. We want to bring in we're here to teach all our people, all the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Not just certain ones, not just, you know what I'm saying? For those that have an ear, let them hear. Right. That's what the Bible says. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we up here doing. So this is the Most High speaking. This is why Christians take this so significantly. And don't get me wrong, it is significant because this is the Most High speaking. You understand what I'm saying? But we also need to remember, I'm going to get to that. Go ahead and read.
Oh my God. Verse 2, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So now we know the word Egypt means bondage. You understand what I'm saying? He brought us out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Keep going.
Oh my God. Verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
This is the first one. That means no Christianity, no crosses. And you'd be like, what? No Christianity? But I thought, you know, No, ain't no Christians in the Bible. They were called Christians. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing. Christ wasn't no Christian. You understand what I'm saying? He followed these Mosaic laws. You understand what I'm saying? He followed the law. There was no New Testament when Christ was on the earth. It was only the Old Testament. And he followed these laws. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Give me another. I already named Christianity and the cross. Give me another example of a god. Anybody? Go ahead, sis. Which is? The stone, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got the rock. Go ahead. Buddha. Go ahead. You got something? Drugs. That's the Most High Christ. Give him a hand. You understand what I'm saying? Like, see, and that's so heavy what you said, because what we got to understand is when it say no gods, it's not just talking about graven images. Well, it's talking about graven, but that's a great, like, anything you are worshiping, you putting all your, like, you spending all your money, all your time devoted, you ain't worried about nothing else. You so caught up in these drugs, whether you selling it or doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a god. You're worship. Like, when you selling drugs, you're worshiping them drugs and that money. You understand what I'm saying? That's a god. It say, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Now, what does God mean? Trooper. Let me see if the trooper can answer. I know you know. Power. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like now in the Bible, you got it's two different meanings for God in the Bible, depending on in which context. It's either talking about the Most High or it's talking about just simply power. You understand the word God in Hebrew is power. You know what I'm saying? Captain Tazaria, he break that down so eloquently. You know, so I believe it's Elohim. You know what I'm saying? In the Hebrew, Elohim or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But depending on which context, it could be talking about the Most High, but most of the time it's talking about just power. So it said, thou shalt have no other power before me. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the Lord speaking. So we know in this context, when he say God, we know he's not talking about thou shalt not have, he's not saying myself, you know what I'm saying, no other myself. So we know he's talking about power. Thou shalt have no other powers. You know what I'm saying? So we need to understand that that could be drugs, that could be religions. You know what I'm saying? From Buddha to cobblestone. Go ahead. Oh man, good night. Give him a hand. Right. Give him a hand. For you weak brothers out there, and vice versa. It could be a brother for a sister. You know what I'm saying? For you sister, it could be a man. You know what I'm saying? You worshiping this man. But now, I don't want to confuse that with righteousness. Because if you're a sister in the school, you are supposed to, like, your man is your Lord. You understand? Your husband is your Lord. Now, you out here just worshiping men. You understand what I'm saying? You a prostitute. And your whole day is based off of how many men you can have sex with and how much money you can make off these men. That is, you're worshiping that God. You understand that power? Go ahead.
But you still shouldn't worship your husband when you worship the Most High.
Never. But you don't never. But that's why I say, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. You understand what I'm saying? Like your husband is that God in that house per se. He's that power or that authority in that house. You understand what I'm saying? So that's your Lord. You know what I'm saying? Just like we know what General Muhammad brought out with Sarah. And she called her husband Lord. You understand what I'm saying? So it's definitely not a Lord to your husband. Let me say, instead of saying Khan out of one Khan, maybe get used to saying Khan Lord. Right. Maybe get used to saying Lord to where it can humble you and you can understand that this is your Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you say it in Hebrew, you kind of tend to forget that it means Lord. So sometimes just straight out, flat out say Lord. When you feeling some type of way about when he check you, just say, yes, Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Because it'll do something for you. It'll make you a better woman. You understand what I'm saying? So never forget that. Never feel too above yourself or your husband to, you know what I'm saying, call him, to submit to him as he is the Most High. Because that's what the Bible say. You know what I'm saying? The Bible say, so we get that precept from me. Somebody get that precept. You get that precept when you talk about submitting yourselves like unto the Lord. I think it's Corinthians or Ephesians. Okay, it's one of Ephesians 5:22 or Corinthians. Yeah, get that precept. Why you getting that? Yeah, it said, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You understand what I'm saying? Thou shalt, I'll let you go into that precept. You got it? Give me no, I think that's give me 1 second. 1 second, I'm gonna find it. I don't know what happened to my precepts. Where is my precepts?
The head of every man is Christ.
I got it right here. Go ahead.
Right.
You got it?
You were right, sir. It is Ephesians 5:22.
5:22. Get that from me. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta women never forget that. And husbands, the Bible also say love your wives like Christ loved the church. Don't get that twisted, because what we gotta understand is, first of all, what your wife, especially if she in the world, what she may not understand is what love really is. She thinking love is this feeling she get in her body, this warm feeling she get when she think of you, and when you give her that kiss on her cheek, or she just feels so warm inside, and she feel like that's love. But the Bible describes love as, anybody know? Ladies, go ahead. Correction. But what love is something it's an action, right? You know what I'm saying? So we, like in the world, we think love is a feeling. Love is an emotion in the world. But love is really an action. You understand what I'm saying? You have to show love. Like, let me ask you this. Can you make a dog feel like you love him? Nah. Because it's not a feeling, right? So, like, what can you do to a dog to make him feel love? What can you do to him to make him feel love? No, because it don't have feelings. You understand what I'm saying? Like, well, love is not a feeling, but there is something that you can do to show a dog you have feeling. Like what? Give me an example. Go ahead. You feed him. You understand? That shows when you feed that dog hungry, he barking, and you put that food in that cage, that let that dog know that you love him, because he wouldn't love if he didn't. He would not feed me if he didn't love me, because I need this to survive. You understand what I'm saying? Like the natural things that you need to like. So you show a woman you love her by protecting her, correcting her. You understand what I'm saying? Teaching her, being there for her. That's showing her. Like you can tell her, "Oh, baby, I love you all day." You can rub her cheek, "Baby, I love you." You know I love you. Look at her eyes, and you know what I'm saying, whisper in her ear. But is that really showing her you love her? Love her like Christ loved the church? No. How did Christ show that he loved the church? He taught the church. He taught the people. The church is the people. If you don't know, the masses that he was, speaking to. He taught them. You know what I'm saying? They walked with him. They was under that umbrella of protection. How does the I.S.U.P.K show us that they love that? How does the I.S.U.P.K show people we love them? Go ahead. By teaching them. When you come into this I.S.U.P.K, when you come into the I.S.U.P.K, you are under the umbrella of protection of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's showing you love, correcting you, telling you, nah, brother, put that cigarette down, brother. Put that weed down, brother. You don't supposed to be doing that, brother. You sleeping with your homeboy, brother. That's not righteous, brother. You need to stop that and repent. You understand what I'm saying? The Bible says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up that voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins. You understand what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. But that's important. We have to do that. That's correction. You understand what I'm saying? So we got that. Get Ephesians 5:22. You got that? Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband.
It say submit yourselves unto your own husband. They ain't say submit yourself to everybody, to another woman's husband, or to every husband or every man. It say submit yourself to your own husband. Go ahead.
As unto the Lord.
Now that don't mean don't be respectful. You have something?
I do.
Go ahead.
That's not married. Like,
who's the man over
in
you?
the school.
Right. Who the man over you? That's who you are submitting to. You're the officer over you, and Commander Junior Yohanna is your father. If you are in this school and you don't have a husband, Commander Junior Yohanna is your father. But since we have our own, we have zones, we have our cities, and we have the officer of that city, the head officer of that city, or whoever Commander Junior Yohanna appoints over that city, that's who you would answer to. That's your head.
But what I mean is like I'm single, it's over me. It's not
Well, that's the thing. It's not 20 of us over you. Right. But first of all, the order in the household is man, then woman, right? But men are over women in general. You understand what I'm saying? So women you're not to usurp authority over a man. That's what the Bible say, right? So yeah, you're not gonna be over the men. Obviously, it would be the troopers, then the sisters. That would be the ranking order. You got the general, the officers, the troopers, if I'm not mistaken, the women in the school, and then the students would be like the ranking. Every brother that's in the school will be over you, not like over you as in they your husband over you in that aspect, but you still fall under them, meaning you still con under one con if you don't have a husband, or con sir. Like you still show that respect to that, submit that authority, but not like to your own. It say submit to. What I'm bringing out in this scripture, it say submitting to your own husbands as unto the Lord, meaning you're not going to submit to me. If I'm not your husband, you're not going to submit to me like you would submit to the Lord. But you still going to be, like if I say, since you do that, you still going to say, kind sir. You know what I'm saying? It's still the rank and order. So this scripture is specifically saying submitting to your own husbands as unto the Lord, which is powerful because you got to understand the Most High is the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? It says submit. How you submit to the Most High, that's how you submit to your husband. That's what the Bible is saying. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference. So if you don't have a husband, and you know, obviously you're not submitting to a man like he the Most High, but you still have a man that you submit to, which is your father and everybody was on down. But you were first, like if you had an issue, you would take that to who? Which is no, right? But I mean, not like a. I don't mean like necessarily if you have an issue, which is who in Houston, huh? Oh, Salakia. I mean, I didn't know if you were right. Okay, so
Well,
you
yeah,
right. But if you courting, then you still would.
No.
Okay, well then I'll see after that, right? So, yeah, now I didn't hear first name. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Look, no sweat. But yeah, obviously Yazak in Houston. He's the camp leader in Houston. He runs Houston. So that's who you would ultimately get your issues taken to. If I have an issue, I go to obviously Yazak. So yeah, okay. Most High Christ. See, we can. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with having fun. You know, so you bringing out the truth, man. Who said they got to be born? They say the Bible say, and my laws are not grievous. You know what I'm saying? Meaning they're not hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't make them hard to do. Don't make it hard on yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we teach this word and we serious about this word, but at the same time, we got personality. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no Bill Nye the Science guys up here. You understand what I'm saying? So in Ephesians 5:22 it says, submit yourself unto your own husband as unto the Lord. That's important. So I just wanted to bring that out to show you that you can submit to your husband as unto the Lord. That's not having another God before the Most High. Because you already understand the structure in the household will be the Most High, Christ, your husband, you, and the kids. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so give me verse 4.
Book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above,
mm-hmm.
or that is in the earth beneath.
It's okay, first let me break this down bit by bit. Start from the top.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
It say, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. So when you see that cross, when you see that rosary, when you see, what the hell is white Jesus?
He right there.
Let me get white Jesus if you could. Let the trooper go give me white Jesus right quick. The water. Thou shalt not make any graven images. You understand what I'm saying? Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. This is a graven image. Do you know who this is? This is a white man by the name of Caesar Borgia. He is the son of what's the? They don't even matter. The point is, this was a man. You understand what I'm saying? This is a whole. We're talking about another man. Not only is he a man, he's a white man. I mean, Christ is a man too. This is the real. Let me show you what Christ, the depiction of the real Christ really looked like. This is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Get this out of my hand. Get that garbage out of my hand. This is a true depiction of what Christ would look like. You see the white hair, black skin, you understand the garment, the golden girdle. This is what the Bible describes as Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what, you know, that's what we need to understand. People worshiping white Jesus. That's a graven image. You worshiping that cross. That's a graven image. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Go ahead.
Or any likeness of anything that in heaven above.
In heaven above, in the skies. Any likeness of anything that's in the skies. You understand what I'm saying? Like when they say heaven above, this is talking about like we on earth right now. Heaven above is just the skies. You understand what I'm saying? Don't make no images of the skies. Go ahead.
We're talking about like the moon and the sun.
Right. Don't worry. You want to worship the sun. For you sun, for you damn, what they call it, man? I forgot. Egyptologists, or free spiriters and all of that. You know what I mean? They be worshiping the elements and the stars and the astrologers. You know what I'm saying? Like horoscopes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it say don't worship anything that is in heaven above. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
You understand what I mean? Keep going.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
Understand. Keep reading.
Verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Now, it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Now, Christians gonna say, like, you know, when we at camp and we got the white man bowing down to us, they're gonna say, but they say you shall not bow down to them. First of all, these laws do not apply to them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The heathens do not, the law, statutes, and commandments are only given to Israel. You understand what I'm saying? So these white people, they don't have to worry about sinning because the laws were not given to them. So when it says thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, you damn sure don't supposed to be bowing yourself down to no white man and serving them or serving any of these graven images that you have made, whether it be in the heavens or on the earth or in the water below. You understand? You shouldn't be bowing down to no image, no Buddha, no Kaaba stone.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Let me see if there's any questions online. Keep reading. It say, for I, the Lord thy God, is a jealous God. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation.
It say, visiting the iniquity of the fathers. You know what I'm saying? He's going back looking at all the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. Go ahead.
Upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
All the way up until the third and fourth generation of them that hate you. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
And do what?
Keep my commandments.
And do what?
Keep my commandments.
You get that. You understand? He'll show you mercy. You understand what I'm saying? If you keep his commandments. It's like Esau disrupted the broadcast. Y'all, we still clear on Facebook? Let me know if it's still Tawab on Facebook. Type of 1 in the chat if the broadcast is clear. For those that are watching, if you can, type of 1 in the chat if the broadcast is coming in clear. I got it out. All right, Most High in Christ. Yeah, hey, make sure y'all let me know whenever if the broadcast is tripping. Let me know so I can address it then, because I want this truth to get out. You understand? I don't want to be teaching and the broadcast is going in and out, and brothers and sisters not able to get a clear message of what's going on, right? So y'all gotta excuse me, man. It's hot down here in Texas, man. And we still gonna do this work. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna teach our people. Most High in Christ. Oh yeah, Esau was making the skip. Oh yeah, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You already know. Most High in Christ, mighty warrior. Yeah, I'm right. What we was?
It was in verse 6, sir.
Okay. Read verse 7.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
It says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Now, what does that mean? Because when you're a Christian, what do they teach you? What do they say that means? What that orange juice say? It's a lot. Bring me that orange juice. What do if anybody online, if you can answer the question, what do the Christians think that saying the Lord's, they say, read that again.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Somebody online, answer that question for me. What do Christians think that means? You got the answer on Facebook?
I think I got it.
No, I want to see it. I want to interact with the class online. And I'm gonna start doing that too. For those that's watching online, I'm gonna start interacting. Yeah, I see it starting to break up a little bit. Yeah, I see it. Most High in Christ. No, that ain't what it is. Well, it say, okay, so Vegas, you say they think God is his name. Yeah, they do think God is his name in a way, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. when Christians say, right, they think, okay, right. So they think when you say just, right, okay, Stephanie said it. Okay, Stephanie and Jada, right, con. So anytime you say like, oh my God, or goddamn, or like I'm a God, or just you just said like, so I guess in a way, right, Vegas, you were right in a way, Salakia. So yeah, I guess that God is his name, but that you right on that, but I think I wanted to go with the answer that Stephanie and Jada came up with is exactly right. When you say stuff like goddamn, you know what I'm saying, or you say like, oh my God, they think that that's saying the Lord's name in vain. Because I remember when we used to say that, my grandma used to, don't be saying that, you taking the Lord's name in vain. And don't even know what vain even means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does vain mean? Go ahead.
It's like pointless.
It's pointless. That's what vain is. Vain is nothing. So when it says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, what is it talking about? First of all, we know the Lord's name is what? Raise your hand. Go ahead. Yahweh, right? So is that saying his name in vain? Like, but if you just saying, you know, Yahweh, like if you just saying it with no purpose, right, that's saying the Lord's name in vain. When we say, you know, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, we saying the Lord's name right there, but does it have a purpose? Right, it do. You know what I'm saying? You saying Lord of Christ, you giving reverence to the Most High, our King. You understand what I'm saying? So, and we salute each other with it. You understand what I'm saying? So, or not salute each other, but you like big up in the Most High in Christ. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like you. So it's not saying it's you showing reverence. You worshiping the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? And you just you know you glorifying the name. Now, if you just walking around just saying his name, which is we know what it is in Hebrew, his real name, not saying God, because like I said, God just means power. When you walking around saying his name, then and for nothing, for no purpose, then you are using the Lord's name in vain. Right. And the Ten Commandments, one of the Ten Commandments is, thou shalt not take the Lord, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Keep reading from that point.
Oh my God. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taking his name in vain.
Hold on, Salakia. They say we breaking up. I'm guessing it's the internet connection. What we under that? What internet connection we under over there? I believe it's I'll probably give it some time to try to clear up. It's the wall. It's under right. Right. All right. Whenever I'm gonna give it some time to try to let it clear. Whenever it's back right, type of one in the chat. It's just sometimes it just be the internet, man. We gotta get some internet. That's all that's gonna get con. Yeah, Most High Christ, man. We're gonna try to get some better. We're gonna probably have to get a better connection, man. Try to work on that next week. Because I wouldn't mind using my phone as a hotspot when we're doing these classes. It should be Tawab to use that for a hotspot. But anyway, type of one in the chat if we clear now, so I can continue. I don't want y'all missing the lesson. In the meantime, we're gonna go back over that though. So when you saying the Lord's name, if you just saying it to be saying it, then you're not saying it. If you just saying it to be saying it with no purpose, then you are taking the Lord's name in vain. So make sure you have a purpose when you say the Lord's name. If not, just say the Most High. Just say the Most High, or God, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not saying the name of the Lord. Like the name of the Lord is important. You know what I'm saying? It's very powerful when you say it. So when you say it, have a purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading. I'm going to read again, too. You can start from the top.
Con. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
It say the Lord will not hold him guiltless. Meaning, in the Lord's eyes, you are guilty.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You take, like, don't think it's a small thing. To the Most High, that is like a big thing. He will hold. You are guilty. You already see your outcome. That's your judgment right there. You know, you in the court and you plead. You know what I'm saying? In the court of law, you can plead innocent. You innocent till proven guilty. Well, you already guilty. Thus said the Lord. If you using His name in vain, you ain't even gotta wait on judgment. You know you guilty.
Damn right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we ain't even got to go to court. It's the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. All right. Now this one is important. This one is this is the most Christianist scripture in the Bible. Christians love to talk about, especially these Israelites. Especially these Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Like they always try to say the Sabbath this, Sabbath that. I remember when I first came into the truth, man, listening to these damn Israelites, I was starving on the Sabbath. I was starving. I wouldn't even eat nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was eating, and then not only was I not eating, or when I did eat, I was eating unlawful foods because I'm listening to these Christian Israelites eating tuna fish sandwiches and cold bologna. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that, oh, this is what I can eat. Not even knowing tuna fish is unlawful.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why I.S.U.P.K is important, man. Get in the I.S.U.P.K the Commander General YAHANNA so we can teach you that tuna fish is definitely unlawful.
Damn right.
You understand? And cooking on the Sabbath is not a sin.
Right.
So, you know, we need to get that squared away. But read verse 8 first.
Come. Verse 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
It say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. What does holy mean? Go ahead.
Separate.
It means separate, right? So keep it separate from all your other days. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to understand the spirit behind the law, and then they can understand the law. You have to understand the spirit behind the law, the spirit behind the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And get rich, sir.
For a man to get rest, give him a hand. That's exactly what it is. The Lord didn't make this like you for the Sabbath. The Lord made the Sabbath for you.
That's right.
It's for you to get rest. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know when we was in captivity, if this law wasn't in place, they'll kill us working us. You understand what I'm saying? Like they gonna work you to death. You ever heard the saying like work like a Hebrew slave or something like that? Right. Like they just gonna like you are gonna get worked to death, huh? If this law wasn't in place. You know what I'm saying? They say, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Go ahead.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
You got 6 days to do your work. You understand what I'm saying? This day is for you to rest. You know, of course, now we're in this captivity. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you're still in captivity. You understand what I'm saying? So right now, you're being forced to work on the Sabbath. You really have no choice. You're in captivity. You know what I'm saying? But the point was if you were keep reading.
Verse 10. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Mm-hmm.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
Right.
Thou nor thy son.
You don't do no work, nor your son. Go ahead.
Nor thy daughter.
Nor thy daughter.
Nor thy manservant.
And what this talking about when it says do no work, what type of work are we talking about? Go ahead. Servile work, right? You understand what I'm saying? You're not doing no work for no money. You're not out here doing. Does that mean, oh, your son can't clean his room on the Sabbath? Nah. You know what I'm saying? That's his duty. Like, keep your room clean. Right. Does that mean your daughter can't wash dishes on the Sabbath? Nah. If you can cook and eat on the Sabbath, dishes get dirty. You got to clean the kitchen. You understand what I'm saying? You're not getting paid to do that. These are your daily chores in your home. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not finna go out there and if you an Israelite, right? You in captivity. So if you got a slavery, that's what we call it. If you got a slavery and you slave on the Sabbath, you understand what I'm saying? You are forced to go on that slavery. You in captivity. But I bet not see no Israelite brother that got his own business making brothers work on the Sabbath. You understand what I'm saying? Your business should not even be open on the Sabbath.
That's right.
Because that's what the Sabbath is for. It's to have you to rest, so you cannot overwork your workers. It's for your workers to get rest. So don't open your business up on no Saturday. You understand what I'm saying? Don't have your business from sundown Friday night to sundown Saturday night. your business should be closed. You can open it up 6 days a week if you want to, 24 hours if you want to. But during that time period, you ain't gonna lose that much money. Close your business. You know what I'm saying? Don't let no brothers and sisters work. Just close it. Just close it down. You know what I'm saying? There ain't even no point. Because you know you ain't gonna have a whole business. You ain't gonna have a whole employee. All your employees definitely not gonna be devils. We already know that. You're gonna have brothers and sisters working in there. So you know what I'm saying? You better not be employing no damn devils. You better give your brothers and sisters jobs anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to get off topic, but it should be brothers and sisters working for you. But don't make them work on the Sabbath. You understand? That's what this is for. Keep reading.
Come on with God.
Start from Know Thy Son.
Come on with God. Thou, know thy son.
So like Stephanie Petty said, I was starving too, Most High Christ. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, sis, no joke. You know what I'm saying? We walk around here like this is what's that high holiday? We walk around here like Day of Atonement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? we got a Day of Atonement every Saturday. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's bad enough, you know, you got to deal with it once a year. Because it gets bad. You know, it's different when you want to fast on your own. It's different. You know what I'm saying? You don't be as hungry, but when you gotta do it, hey, that stomach get to talking to you. Right. It's different, man. I'm telling you, like I didn't witness because I didn't went plenty of days without eating before. Not even really thought about it. I'm out doing, you know what I'm saying, running the streets, not eating, cool. But when you got a day, but it's a law, you gotta keep that, brother. Right. I'm telling you, I gotta be like Captain Condon. Your stomach gonna get to talking. Right. And, I mean, you know, I was saying, oh, you get to thinking about all types of food that is good. Food that you normally don't even eat. Damn right. A salad has become a full course luxury meal for you. Like you think like, man, I bet you that tomato and that. You get to thinking like the next day, oh, tomorrow I know I'm finna. Ooh, it's finna go down. Right. I mean, I'm finna have this, I'm finna have that. I'm like, ooh, I'm talking about, oh, that dressing gonna be so live. Right. Like you just, I mean, you already got it planned out. You already know what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, but Most High in Christ for these laws, statutes, and commandments, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's a beautiful thing to keep the Day of Atonement. That is our holiday. It's our high holy day. We're supposed to keep that. Not Christmas, not Halloween, not Easter, not Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me Christ gave his life, but we can't give one day up to not eat food? You understand what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. And it makes you feel so good to be able to do that for the Most High. Just to be able to do one thing for the Lord after he done all of this for us. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing more beautiful in this world to be able to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. It's the least we can do. Right. You understand what I'm saying? It's the least we can do, man. Like, he ain't saying you can't go out there and live a life and, you know what I'm saying? You can't enjoy your life, but keep the laws. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, Most High in Christ for these laws, man. Hey, I'm right. Sister Jada said that was her at school today. Most High in Christ. Hey, I'm glad you got some, you done ate now. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you got some food in your stomach. Most High in Christ. But y'all Most High in Christ for this brotherhood and sisterhood, man. That's right. That's right. So yeah, man. So know thy son, know thy daughter, know thy manservant. Go ahead.
Know thy maidservant. Know thy cattle.
Right.
Know thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So it's not even a stranger. Anything that is within the gates, meaning in your possession, in your home, your property, your job, anything within the gates of you, your possession, you better not put them to work. They better not do no servile work, not even a small thing. You understand what I'm saying? Each while we just feel he in the spirit, he got the zeal, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's the brotherhood dog right there. Right. He in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Most High in Christ. Cry aloud. Spare not. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. But you better not be out here making them out here. You know what I'm saying? Making your brothers and sisters, not even a stranger. They say not even a stranger. So that goes with, you know what I'm saying? Like now, the stranger don't necessarily mean, it could mean two things. It could mean a non-Israelite, but it could also mean an Israelite that's just not from your house. You understand what I'm saying? Like from your property, when it's naming your property, or your son or your daughter. So we need to get that understood. Read verse 11.
God, oh my God. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth.
Uh-huh.
The sea and all that is in them is. So like the sea and all that in them is.
Uh-huh.
And rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day.
Uh-huh.
And hallowed.
And hallowed it, man. He made it separate. You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother,
Uh-huh.
that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Now, you know, at one point in time, you know what I'm saying, we actually were a unit. You know what I'm saying? The whole household was in order. You had the mom and the dad, you understand what I'm saying? The man was the head of the household. The mom was a righteous daughter of Zion, you know what I'm saying, keeping the laws and commandments. And the kids will fall in line. You know, you honor your mother and your father. Nowadays, you got children going against, you know what I'm saying, parents. But you know, the Bible, you know, Christ said he came to, he was going to do that. What's that precept? When we say, you know, turn a mother against her daughter, turn a daughter against her mother. So you got the precept, you know, Matthew, yes, Matthew somewhere. Get that for me. You know what I'm saying? But at one point in time, you know, we actually had the black household intact. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, honor your mother and your father, man. Now, if you got parents like mine, you know, my old man passed away, but my mom, she's still living and she as Christian as she can be. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't be around her like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I still go visit. I ain't saying don't visit your mama because your mama Christian. Go visit your mama. Love your mama. Show your mama love. Yeah, every now and then tell her about the I.S.U.P.K and the truth. You know what I'm saying? She may not want to listen. She may be a Christian to her death. You know, them old school Christians, they are loyal.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we could, hey, that's the type of that's the type of loyalty we need in the UPK.
Right.
We need loyalty like them Christians. Them Christians, they are not, look, listen, you can tell them the word, like it's raining rocks, and you're going to get hit by a rock if you don't stop worshiping Christianity. They still going to be, well, I'm okay. Christ died for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, you know, you just got to say, Mama, you know, I love you. And I just got, you know what I'm saying? I'll talk to you later. I got to get up out. It was good seeing you. You know, when they get to talking that, you in a cult. Yes, ma'am, Mama. I love you too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll see you later. You honor your mother and your father, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, especially, I want to say this because we got a bad blaming our parents for the things that happened and transpired when you was a kid. But you don't understand, like when my parents smoked crack. You understand? I'm just going to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand that the drug epidemic was in the 80s, right?
Right.
That was like the major drug epidemic. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So who put the drugs in the community in the first place? Go ahead. The white man.
That's right.
Right. The
Damn
CIA.
right.
This is proven. This is a proven fact. The CIA documents uncovered.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Prove that they put the drugs in the community. So you're going to fall. Like, you can't hold. Like, I remember when I was young and I used to see how, you know, everything was getting pawned and everything. I ain't keep nothing. I ain't have nothing. I didn't have J's when I was, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying J's is because I had one of my boots over some Jordans. You understand what I'm saying? But you know, you're a kid, you kind of want like what everybody else got. You want the patent leather Jordans, or you want the Gucci Air Force Ones, and you know what I'm saying? You want what everybody else got. You want the trend, the new. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. You know, so I was unfortunate to have that because my parents were not financially stable because all their money went on drugs. But I used to blame them. But now it's like I understand since I'm in the truth. I know, but really before I came into the truth, I understood that they were destroyed due to some outside source. But now that I'm in the truth, I know that was the white man.
Damn right.
I understand that the white man did that to my parents.
That's
man.
right.
So you gotta honor your mother and your father, man. Don't say your dad is a deadbeat because he's been in and out of jail all his life. Like the white man has created. What you gotta understand is the white man has created this judicial system to destroy your father. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have the pen. The white man has destroyed this judicial system. I mean, selective. The white man has created this system to destroy your father, to destroy the black man, to remove the black man from the home. You know what I'm saying? It's conquered by division. You know what I'm saying? Like divide us and we're weak, and we together we strong. So they know, okay, if I take the white man, if I can take the black man out the house, then that household has now come under my command. So now the white man can control your household through what? Welfare, housing, and all of that. Now you got to answer to him for everything.
Right.
Every year you got to submit a paper to him. How many kids you got? So the white man know everything. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying sisters don't get housing. You know what I'm saying? But don't put that black man out to get it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get housing, you better get that black man up in there somewhere.
Yeah, right.
When they come out and do inspections, you better be hiding in the closet telling me I leave. He already going to know. He's going to be like, baby, you know, I know they're coming. I'm going to leave for a couple hours. Let them do their inspection. And, you know what I'm saying? You got to play the game how it goes. I ain't saying you can't use these resources. What I'm saying is don't do what the white man wants you to do, which is sell your husband out. Sell your man out just to get these resources. Don't put your man on child support. You understand? Now, in special cases, a man got to pay child support due to the fact that he could be in a household. You know what I'm saying? The kids got Medicaid. You got to pay something. You know what I'm saying? You know, the white man the devil, so they're going to try to get something, which if that's the case, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? But that's obviously an agreement between the man and the woman. In some cases, the man wants to pay child support because he know, okay, I got a good wife. I know the money gonna go to the right place. I want to do this for my child.
Right.
I want to, you know what I'm saying? Just to make things. Sometimes it makes life easier because if you're not paying child support, it's like the white man always down your back for something. So you know what I'm saying? If a brother is able and that's his choice between that man and that woman, that's different. Now, if a woman's spitefully going out there putting the man on child support and sis, come in the I.S.U.P.K. You gonna make you come in the I.S.U.P.K. and the Commander of Honor, you ain't got to worry about putting no man on the child support. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're not your child gonna be straight. I guarantee you that. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Give me what I asked for. Matthew, you got it? Go ahead, read that.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 39. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father.
They say, for I have come to set a man at variance against his father. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what's going on nowadays. You got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you wonder why you beefing with your parent. Why your mama always coming with that Christian stuff saying she hates you, she don't want to deal with you. When you come into the truth, that mostly this Christian is for brothers that's new into this truth. You come into the truth, you gonna know you in this truth. You gonna know. Guess how you gonna know? You gonna lose everybody that you thought was your people. You thought this was my family. I thought this was my friend. Now later on, when they see you stiff and firm in what you believe, they gonna start coming around. You know, some of them they stuck in their ways, so they're gonna stay distant. But for the most part, a lot of them will start coming back around. Like, okay, I see you still with that cult stuff, but you still my son, and you know what I'm saying? Like they'll still come back around. But at first, you're gonna be at variance.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be at that. Like, don't come around here with that cult stuff. You come around here, I'm talking about like some old man, they be ready to fight. You know, don't come around here, I'm gonna whoop y'all. You know, so you know, you're gonna be embarrassed. Keep reading.
And the daughter against her mother.
And the daughter against her mother. You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Finish it out.
Verse 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own house.
Your foes gonna be the man's foes is gonna be that of his own house, his own wife. You understand?
Right,
like he's gonna be at variance with his daughter, his son, his own wife. You know what I'm saying? That's the man. Like the demon go there first.
Right.
The demon go there first, and the wife, and then the wife get to talking crazy, calling him all types of names and homos and bitches and all these different things that the wife want to call the husband. And then guess what? The children gonna see that. Now the children feel like they can do that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's important for the wife to show that submission.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's setting an example not only for other women to see, but also her own daughter. Her own daughter needs to see her submitting to her husband. Because guess what? Her daughter needs to learn how to submit first, obviously, to her father, because that's the first man in her life. You know what I'm saying? And then to her husband when it's time for, you know what I'm saying, that day to come. She needs to learn that at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So she won't be running around like a Jezebel. You understand what I'm saying? So That's important, man. Christ said, I'll come to set variance. But in the Bible, it says, honor your mother and your father, man. You know what I'm saying? That days may be long upon the land, which the Lord giveth thee. 13.
Come. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. Now, is this talking about killing everybody? Kill. First of all, we got to understand what's kill. There's a difference between kill and,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between when you kill somebody versus when you have to, like, it's a difference between kill and murder. Okay, like, kill would be for no reasons. You just gonna walk up to somebody and you kill them. Now, you're not supposed to do that. Not even with the other nations.
Right.
You understand? You not, thou shalt not kill. Period. You know what I mean? It didn't say thou shalt not kill, man. Thou shalt not kill. You're not supposed to, like, cause no harm to no other nation. Now, if you are in a position where you are left no choice, you have to defend yourself, you have to protect your family, or you have to protect yourself, then that's not kill.
Right.
You understand? Excuse me. That's not kill. That is, you are doing something to prevent somebody, you or your family getting hurt. Or in situations where somebody robbed you at gunpoint and they already hit you with the pistol, you almost dead. You know, you got a gun on you. The only way out of this situation, you know they're gonna kill you because you didn't see in their face. The only way out of this situation is if you kill them or you murder them. Well, you are justified in your murder because they have put your life in grave danger.
Right.
And also, it's not like there's a law in Texas that states you can use deadly force to protect yourself. In Texas, you can use deadly force to retrieve stolen goods. But in the UPK, you know, we got a scripture where if a man steals from you, it's nighttime. Daytime and you see that it is, don't kill him. You understand what I'm saying? You know what it is? I see you. I know who you is. You know what I mean? But if it's dark and you're running up in your house, hey, I ain't gonna lie. So lock you up. I got something. You come in that house at nighttime in my house, and I see you, and you got bad intentions. I got something that's gonna push you up back on the other side.
Right.
Of the you understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna come in my house with all that, you know. But the Bible, the scripture, I'm paraphrasing, but it says, you know, when it, you know, y'all know scripture talking about where, you know, if it's light outside and it gets stolen, like somebody comes steal stuff, you get to see what it is. Then don't, you know, you're not supposed to kill the person because guess what? That person has an opportunity to pay you back.
Right.
So that's what the law states. You steal from a brother, you got to pay him back tenfold. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what this scripture is talking about. It's not saying you can't defend yourself or you can't in certain circumstances. If you justify being that's different, but you don't kill nobody for no reason. And if you can avoid it, then that's what you do. You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. What is adultery? What is adultery, class? Online? He says breaking up, on and off, on major point. Yes, a lot. Now, y'all can add to it. All right, let me make sure that YouTube screen is up. Y'all can go on I.S.U.P.K Houston on YouTube. I also got the stream up, so y'all can tune in on YouTube as well. Okay, no sweat. So I got somebody saying it's lagging online. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we gotta understand. So Salaki, if y'all on Facebook, if y'all not getting a clear picture, just go ahead and go on I.S.U.P.K Houston on YouTube. If the actual page don't pop up, find a video that say I.S.U.P.K Houston. Go to that video and then go to the page from that video, and then find this live feed. All right, so yeah, Vegas, sleeping with another man's wife. That is adultery. What else is adultery? A wife sleeping with another man, period. That's exactly what it is. Right, so adultery is not when a man has a wife and he decides to take on another wife and have sex with another woman. That's not adultery. Adultery is if a man tries to if a man goes and has sex with another man's wife,
Right.
or when a woman has a sex with any man outside of her husband. So it says, thou shalt not commit adultery. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Verse 15. Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal.
Verse
Don't
16.
steal from your brother, man.
Right.
Don't steal from your brother, man. You envy your brother. You want what he got. Don't steal from your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come into this truth. Because in the I.S.U.P.K, we got a true brotherhood. If any of my brothers need something, they can ask me. If I got it, they got it. You know what I'm saying? I got to give, they got it. They know it. And all of us are like that. So if you go to one brother and he ain't got it, you go to the next brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody gonna have it. And if not, you can always go to Commander Junior YAHANNA in the general. You know what I'm saying? Captain in the general. Like, so there's no, you're gonna have, like, we don't have to steal from each other here.
Right.
I can leave my $1,000 phone around my brother.
Right.
I ain't got to worry about nothing. They're going to take care of it like it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to make this joke. If a brother leaves something, like if we over here in class, and a brother leaves something over here, oh, that's the brotherhood. You leave your shoe, oh, that's the brotherhood shoe. Now,
Right.
yeah. They're going to take care of it. We definitely going to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
They're going to be here when you get there, too. You know? Now, if a brother needs to use them, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it's a lucky, but the point is, you don't got to worry about a brother taking nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going, if a brother, you know, if anything, a brother take it, he'll take it and guard it with his life, so that he can give it to you whenever you can get around him. That's right. That's how we do it in the I.S.U.P.K. Keep going.
Verse 16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Okay, so that means I can't go tell a lie. So if I get pulled over by the white man, or like if I get pulled over by the white man, and why did you swerve like that? It could have been, you know what I'm saying, Salakia, but it could have been a spider in the car, man. I'm driving, I see a spider, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I swear, but if I tell the policeman, and there was a dude in front of me, he tried to cut me off, I have to, you know, it was a white dude in that, I seen a white dude, and he was in a gray Toyota, man, he tried to cut me off, and I had to avoid, you know what I'm saying? And you get out the ticket. Is that a sin?
Why? White man is your neighbor. That's right. Damn right. Damn right.
That's right. It say, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
That's
your
right.
neighbor is your brother according to the flesh. Your brother, sister, your Israelite brothers according to the flesh. Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are your neighbors. It's not saying don't lie to nobody else or no other race. It's saying your brothers, your neighbors. You understand what I'm saying? Most high in Christ for that. Because I know one thing, hey, the white man getting all the blame.
Right, damn right,
For everything. I mean, shoot. If I go wash my clothes and the bleach didn't get the stain out, the white man is the devil. You know what I'm saying? The white man and that bleach is the devil.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't got to worry about that, but I would never bear false witness against my brother. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, read 17.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Now, what does covet mean? Go ahead. You want to give me what you think it mean, or you want to give me the actual definition? Give me the real definition. Yeah, come Google. Give me the actual definition. You know what I read? Go ahead.
It means to lust after what he has.
Right, exactly. But I asked you right beforehand. I asked you, was you gonna give me the definition that you think it mean, or are you gonna give me the definition you know it mean? You said what I think, so I want to go with what you know. You know what I'm saying? I was a breaking order. You know what I'm saying?
That's
right. That's right. Officer 500. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what it means. Now, that's what it means, but we can still go get the definition from it. I want to read the actual definition so that we can be on the same page. Read it nice and loud for me. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it may be, keep reading.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Shall be his wife.
Nor his manservant.
His manservant.
nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor
which
his,
is a donkey, go ahead.
nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Nor anything that is thy neighbor's, meaning you're not supposed to be trying to break in or lust after or envy or want so badly what's in that man's household.
Damn right.
You understand what I'm saying? And 9 out of 10 times, if you do covet, it's gonna lead you into breaking in that house, or it's gonna lead you into catching that wife when she walking out the house. Say, "Mama, ooh, hey man, you don't need, hey man, get that brother, man. Let me show you what a real man can do." You understand what I'm saying? Or breaking in his yard, stealing his dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we had that bad. You know, when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? Stealing a pit bull. You got a pit bull in the backyard, and he ain't. You might as well. Good night. The pit bull gone. You know what I'm saying? You might well don't even think about it. When you go and you come on, don't even think like, oh, my dog is there. You might as well forget about it. You understand? So, but that's what it's talking about. Nothing that is in that neighbor's house. You understand? That dog is his possession. Don't let him have a farm. He got animals. He got horses and cows and chickens. You can't go in there trying to steal his chicken, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the white man. The white man's such a devil. He'll go in your yard. He'll try to have sex with the chicken.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so we can't be like them, man. That is their traits. You know, that is a heathen trait, man. And you can't let the white man to come in and try to have sex with your dog or your cow, your dog mainly. They'll try to have sex with dog. The Chinese man is still come in the yard try to steal the dog so he can cook the dog. So you gotta set up a home defense for all the other nations. Like, you gotta have all directions. You gotta watch the white man that live next to you. That's why it's not even good. That's why it's best if you could just be around your people. It ain't nothing wrong with living in the hood, man. And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be out the hood. Don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna move out the hood, try to at least move around, you know, mostly where your people at least. There's nice places outside of the hood, you know what I'm saying, that your people is there. Right. You don't wanna go move in River Oaks when every neighbor is a white person. You understand what I'm saying? You might as well go ahead and put the rope around your neck already.
Right, damn right.
Put the noose around your neck already. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing. You hanging yourself when you're doing that. Because you ain't got nobody, you ain't got no brother, you don't have no neighbors to your neighbor there to witness anything for you. Right. They can say anything because they're gonna bear false witness against you. Right. Guaranteed. It ain't no question. You understand what I'm saying? The white man's such a devil. Yeah, so don't covet the neighbor's house, nor covet you should not yearn after this man's wife. You should not want this man manservant, nor maidservant, nor his possession, his animals, or his jewelry, or anything in that house, period, man. Worry about your household. Don't be worried about what's in that man's house and what he got and what you can get from him. Right. You understand? Or steal from him. Go ahead, read verse 18. This right here is heavy because everybody want to know, okay, you know, we got 600 laws, statutes, commandments in the Bible. Why everybody always talk about the 10 commandments? I'm going to show you why Christians and the 10 commandments are so nationally known and not all 613 laws in the Bible. What makes the 10 commandments so special to everybody? Not to me, because I know no law, no sin is better than the other. No, so I'm going to keep all the laws as if they're important to me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to just keep the 10 and that's it. I'm going to keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand what I'm saying? And I.S.U.P.K, that's what we do. But Christians and Israelites and all these other, you know, fake camps and stuff, they are so strung out on the 10 commandments. Why? Read.
No, God. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightning and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoke. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar. Oh,
so why did the people see thunderings and lightnings and the noise of the trumpet? The mountains were smoking. Where did that come from? Go ahead.
Presence of the Most High, sir.
Not just the presence of the Most High. What we just read? What did we just read?
Commandments, sir.
The what commandments? The 10 commandments, right? Now, I was going to just say the first 10 commandments. The 10 commandments, right? So, who was speaking these words? Moses. Come on, brother. Wake up. Come on, brother. Read verse 1. 20 verse 1.
Look at Exodus chapter 20, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And God spake all these words.
And what?
And God spake all these words.
And who?
God spake all these words.
Verse 2.
I'm saying, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God.
What?
I am the Lord thy God.
And verse 1.
And God spake all these words.
Who did?
And God spake all these words.
And who did though? What I'm saying, who?
God.
What is this God? Who is this God?
God of Israel.
What's his name?
Yahweh.
And who?
And Yahweh spake all these words.
Most High in Christ.
Damn right.
You understand?
Damn right. That's right.
So,
Damn right.
what? So the Most High was speaking these words. And they and read verse 18. The Most High was speaking. Read verse 18.
And all the people saw the thunderings
Uh-huh.
and the lightning.
So why did they see the thunderings and the lightning?
Because God, Yahweh was speaking to them.
Because he was speaking. Give him another
Damn
hand.
right. Damn
Damn
right.
right.
That's right.
This is why the Ten Commandments are so notorious. What's the word? Notorious
Right.
in the Bible, because the Lord himself gave these commandments. But why the Lord did not give the other 603 law, statutes, commandments in the Bible? Keep reading.
Verse 22.
No, verse 19.
Hold
Hold on, Salakia. Read verse 18 again.
on.
Mhm.
And all the people saw the thunderings
Uh-huh.
and the lightnings
Uh-huh.
and the noise of the trumpet
Keep going.
and the mountain smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
It says, and they removed and stood afar off. They was like, man, what in the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you like, what the hell going on? Look,
Right.
like, look, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, when the Lord speaks, he ain't speaking like I'm speaking.
Right.
His
Right.
words came in the form of thunderings and lightnings and the noise of trumpets and the mountain smoking. But he got his commandments out clear. They heard like clear as day throughout all of that. They heard these commandments. But they also seen and was astonished by all this stuff going on. They like, what? Like, not only, but man, like, they keep reading and let them tell you.
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And they said to Moses,
Uh-huh.
speak thou with us,
Uh-huh.
and we will hear.
Uh-huh.
But let not God speak with us, at least we die. God.
Just from speaking of.
Good night.
Right.
They say, look, Moses. They say, come here, Moses. Because they stood far off. Like, when they seen this stuff, they got the, you know, we black people. Come on now, we black, Hispanic, and Native American. We getting the hell on. I mean, Salakia. I'm just gonna keep it straight up. You get to see a mountain smoking, you with thunder, lightning, trumpet sounding, and this and that.
Right.
I'm gone. I'm taking off. I hear what you're saying, but I'm getting the hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't trying to stick around and figure out what's going on. You know, I ain't even trying to get struck by lightning by itself. Then you got the mountain smoking and thunderings and trumpets playing too. Like, you know what I'm saying? The lightning by itself is enough. So I'm really getting the hell on. So they got away from what you know what I'm saying? They said they stood far off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me this Bible ain't about black people.
That's right.
You cannot tell me that this Bible is not black people. White people be standing there like, what is this? Is the lightning gonna strike? Like, they just
Right.
they dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're serious. They're like, what's going on? They just gonna, the black people gone, the white people gonna be still standing there, what's going on? So you know that this book ain't about white people, because they gonna be there looking stupid. But black people gonna get the hell from and go far off.
Right,
Like the Bible
right.
said. You know what I'm saying? It say, and they came to Moses and say, hey Moses, look, come holler at us, man.
Right. Right.
I don't know what the hell that was, but from now on, please, like, do not tell the Lord to come speak to us, because we gonna die.
Right.
If he say another word, if one more lightning strike and a trumpet sound, I know I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm not gonna be able to survive this. I barely made it this time.
Right.
My heart skipping beats. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The mountain smoking. I can't. It's too much. So that's why the rest of the laws, we keep reading.
God. Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you.
Right. He said, fear not. God is coming to prove you. Everybody always, for you non-believers.
Right.
This is for the non-believers. This is for the, well, where's your God? Why your God ain't talking to you? Why you can't see your God? This is why. We can't, like, I don't want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like you, I deal with Christ. Christ, you come through, hey, you know what I'm saying? You let me know what the most I say. I deal with Christ. I don't want to deal with, like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to the people, you know what I'm saying? You thinking my ancestors couldn't deal with it? You think I can deal with it?
Right.
Come on, man. Like, that's what you not believe out there. You understand what I'm saying? It say that God has come to prove, so he already did that. So for you non-believers out there wondering where your God is now, he already did it. He did it with the 10 Commandments. He proved that his authority and he exists. He proved that he exists right there. So we don't have to question it no more. It's right here in Britain. This is historical document. This is historical written proof and documentation that the Lord exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, he proved it. He came to the people and he gave them the 10 Commandments, and they say, you know what? From now on, please don't let the Lord talk to us, because if we do, we're gonna have a heart attack. We're gonna die stroke. We're gonna die something like, I don't know. I was saying my blood sugar went low. I don't know what's going on. I'm having all types of problems. You know what I'm saying? So for you non-believers out there, man, and you Christians out there, atheists or whatever, God did prove himself to us already. He already proved. He came and talked to us. We can't handle it. We can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? We can barely handle follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We can't do that. You understand? We can't even follow the law, statutes, and commandments, let alone hear the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know how, come on, like, see this right here. I hate to keep getting off topic, but this right here, really I'm not off topic, because this is important. Because I remember when I was in school, and I was middle school, right? And I know I was a class clown. I had A's and B's on the roll every year, but I was always P's and conduct, because I got to be the class clown. I'll be the one to finish all my work. I know it's right. Like, I was feeling myself in school. I know, I'm like, oh, this ain't nothing. So I'll be the first one done. Well, I'll be among the first people. We had a few, you know what I'm saying? I was a black guy, was in my class in middle school. And, you know, we had a few brothers that were smart. Right. So we'd be done quick. And I know I was one of the brothers in every class that would be getting done with my work. So instead of like some of the good students that put their head down or, you know, be quiet, I'm trying to, you know, mess with everybody. Right, so here I go, I get in trouble, I get sent to the back office. So now they call it home. They call home to my father. And I already know I'm in trouble. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? So when you walking home, you can't tell me this Bible ain't for black people. Because on that walk home, it was like the 8 Mile. Damn right. That's right. Man, when I tell you, I'm talking about my heart was skipping beats. I thought I was gonna pee on myself. All of a sudden, everything was wrong. All my head hurt. I got diarrhea. Right. I can't go. You know, you make excuses. I was trying to make an excuse not to go home. Damn right. Oh man, I gotta stay in class. Teacher, I'm feeling sick. Can you go home? I can't make it today. Can I go home with you today? Please? I don't want to go home. That's what these people felt when the Lord gave them these commandments. You understand what I'm saying? That feeling that you feel when your father is mad at you or trying to, you know, that's how they felt. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that this ain't a black person book. But I wanted to say that, man, just on that scripture. Yeah, man, we gotta understand, you know, that the Lord did speak these words. That's why they're significant. But let me tell you something else. You know what I'm saying? Christ, he didn't come to do away with the law. That's right. He followed these in Exodus. He followed the laws in Leviticus and Deuteronomy and the whole Torah. He followed all the Mosaic laws. You understand what I'm saying? There was no New Testament when Christ was was living. But guess what? Christ, for you Old Testament Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Christ, okay, if you since you only follow the Old Testament and you don't deal with the New Testament, well, what are animals? Well, you ain't sacrificing no animals. Huh. What are animals you sacrifice then?
Right. Damn
You
right.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what are the animals that you sacrifice? I ain't hearing nothing on the news about no animals coming up slaughtered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what are animals you sacrificing?
Damn
You
right.
understand? Because if you still follow the Old Testament and you're not following the New Testament, because if you follow the New Testament, you would understand that Christ was that ultimate sacrifice, and no other sacrifices are worthy enough
That's
to,
right.
to cover your sins. You know what I'm saying? After Christ. So that means you will still be sacrificing animals anytime anything go wrong. Anytime you mess up or anytime you did anything, you be sacrificing animals. You understand what I'm saying? So that right there alone let us know who got the truth. Who's got the real truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say, you know, no other group. If you want to say you got the truth, that's cool. No sweat. I'm not going to tell you different. But I know I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. You know what I'm saying? The Commander General YAHANNA. I know that because we understand, we follow the whole Bible. And we understand that Christ was that ultimate sacrifice. Give me Hebrews 9. Give me Hebrews 9. And Barack, if you could, give me Hebrews 10. So I need 9 and 1. And then if you could, Barack, I need to get 10 and 1. Give me 9 and 1 first. We got to understand, hold on, before you read that. The law, like the sacrificial law, it had been, it's like, think of it as being revised. Because when Christ came, people don't understand. Christ came out with some commandments too. You know what I'm saying? Christ had the power to give laws too.
Right.
You understand? And Christ also had the power to revise the law of sacrifice because he was the ultimate sacrifice.
That's right.
Can't anybody on this earth tell me, can anybody tell me what on earth is more greater? What animal can cover the sins greater than Christ?
Right.
His blood, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, his bloodshed. There's no animal on this earth worthy enough to cover our sins after Christ. Because Christ walked this earth a perfect man, unblemished, like the lambs that we used to sacrifice, like the lamb that we kill for the Passover. You understand what I'm saying? Unblemished. Christ walked this earth unblemished. He did nothing wrong. A whole human being walked this earth, the greatest black man to ever walk this earth. You understand what I'm saying? He died for us.
Nice.
So if you sacrifice an animal now, it's like saying Christ wasn't nothing. And he's our king. You understand what I'm saying? That's why there is nothing greater than Christ sacrificing himself. Yahweh in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? No animal is worthy today. I'm going to bring that out. Get Hebrews 9 and 1 for me.
Book of Hebrews chapter 9, verse 1. Then verily, the first covenant had also ordained
ordinances
of divine service and a worldly sanctuary.
In a what?
World. And a worldly
sanctuary. That's key. That's heavy. Remember that.
Right.
What is the worldly sanctuary known as today? The church. You know what I'm saying? Most High Christ.
Right.
The church. You know what I'm saying? Worldly sanctuary. It says, then verily the first covenant had also ordinance, meaning that's why we're not even under the first covenant, because the first covenant, we already broke that.
Right.
You understand? We was living certain ways in the Old Testament that was not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't supposed to be living that way. And we're still not living how we're supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? That's why Christ had to die. Because if Christ didn't die, there would be no animals to eat. So we'd be sacrificing them all. You understand what I'm saying? We would be animal sacrifice. Think about all the stuff that go on today with our people. Do you really believe that there wouldn't be enough animals mating to keep up? You know what I'm saying? Like the white man already killing them. Then on top of that, they not mating fast enough. We'd be slaughtering them left and right, trying to sacrifice them to the Lord. We'd be sacrificing 20 animals a day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So keep reading.
Verse 2. Well, there is a tabernacle made, the first wherein was the candlestick.
Right. So this is the things that we used to do to build these, tabernacles and places where we would go sacrifice animals and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the table and the showbread, which is called the sanctuary.
Right.
Verse 3. And after the second veil, the tabernacle, which is called the holiest of all. Verse 4, which had the golden censer and the ark of the covenant overlaid round
Skip
about.
down, Salakia. Skip down to verse 9, Salakia.
Verse 9, which was a figure for all, which was a figure for the time then present.
So for the time then, that was then. You understand what I'm saying? For the time then, present, go ahead.
In which were offered both gifts and sacrifices.
Right. So you understand what this is talking about. See, this is in the New Testament.
Right.
It's talking about the things that they did during the first covenant, which is what is the first covenant? What is covenant? What is the first covenant? What is another word for covenant? You got the Old Covenant and the New Covenant. The Old Testament and the New Testament. You understand? So the first covenant, the first testament, the Old Testament, this is what they were doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read verse 9 again.
Which was made a figure
Which was a figure.
Which was a figure for the time then present.
So for the time then present, this was a figure of that. Go ahead.
And which were offered both gifts and sacrifices.
Both gifts and sacrifices. So we would offer burnt offerings unto the Lord as gifts, different gifts, and we would sacrifice animals. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That could not make him that did the service perfect, as pertaining to
the conscience.
The conscience.
The conscience, right. So it says that could not make him that did the service perfect, as pertaining to the conscience. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 10, which stood only in the meats and drinks, and the divers washing.
Diverse.
And the divers washing.
Diverse.
And diverse washing.
Right.
And the
carnal ordinances. And
the carnal ordinances imposed on them until the time of reformation.
Yes.
Verse 11.
It's the most important part.
But Christ
being,
but Christ
in the Hebrew,
YAHANNA, being come and high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle.
By a greater and what?
By a greater and more perfect tabernacle. Not made with hands.
What happened?
Not made with hands.
Not made with hands.
That's
you understand what I'm saying? He was a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands. Meaning he was a man. You understand what I'm saying? He is the Lord's son that sits at the right hand of the Father. You understand? Like this is this is the just imagine trying to sacrifice your son. You like the Lord said, okay, you gonna do it. I would do it. The Lord tell me to do it. I'm doing it. Like he did Abraham. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't have to because Abraham, like the Lord seen what Abraham's heart was. But just imagine having to do it. Like your son. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a major feat. This is the Most High sending his son to die for us. Go ahead, keep reading.
Not made with hands. That is to say, not of this building. Verse 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered.
But what?
But by his own blood he entered.
But by his own blood, go ahead.
He entered in once into the holy place.
And how many times?
Once.
So this is the greatest. This is that holy lamb, right? The greatest man that ever walked the earth, unblemished. He walked into this place once. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Once into the holy place.
Once into the holy place. Having obtained eternal redemption for us.
Having obtained what?
Eternal redemption for us.
Not just short time redemption.
Eternal.
No, just for a couple of hours or just for today.
Eternal redemption.
Eternal redemption. That's all you need. You don't need to sacrifice. Christ was sacrificed and he was there for eternal redemption.
Right.
That's it. I mean, that's it on that. Now take me to verse. Let's see it somewhere else. Go to verse chapter 10. It says eternal redemption. What more? That's a cut. What more do you need? You understand what I'm saying? Christ was our ultimate sacrifice. So we don't have to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And if you wonder why I'm going into this, if you go into Exodus chapter 20, at the end of all of those, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, go back to, since you read that, go back to Exodus 20 for me and get me Salaki. Oh, what you got, Barak?
Oh, God.
Yeah, okay, so now it's crazy for you Christians, or for you worldly people that don't know that there's more than 10 commandments. Real quick, read me verse 22. This is after the people said, please don't talk to us no more lest we die. You understand? Like, no, Salaki, the people told Moses, talk to us. If the Lord talked to us, we're going to die. Right? So this is after they told him that, and Moses told them, don't be afraid, because this is the Lord proving to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, since y'all act like y'all don't want to believe, this is the Lord proving. Now you don't want to believe. Now you prove it. Now you're scared for your life. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, read verse 22 real quick.
Oh, God. Book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 22. And the Lord said unto Moses, thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. So
for the naysayers again, the Most High told Moses, let them know, tell them, now you have seen that I've talked with you from heaven. Meaning I've come from, you know, the earth. They said the earth is his footstool. So he come down, he moved his foot out the, you know what I'm saying, out the footstool. He had to come down face to face. Hey, here I am. You know what I'm saying? Now I've talked to you. Now they know. So for the naysayers out there that don't believe in God, he already proved himself right there in Exodus. So it's documented. You know what I'm saying? So now read verse 23.
Oh, God.
This is for those who say it's only 10 commandments. Did we go through the 10 commandments already?
Yeah, right.
Okay, now what's this? What does it say right here?
23. Verse 23. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold.
Now, I know I'm not a rocket scientist, but to me, that sounds like a commandment. That sounds like a law.
Right.
But it's only 10 laws in the same very chapter where they say it's only 10 commandments that you got to follow. In the same very chapter, verse 23, it says, ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. That is another commandment.
Right.
You understand? So that right there is 11. So at the least, you got to follow 11. So that lets you know that there's more laws, statutes, and commandments throughout the Bible. You just got to read it. And you have to understand it. And we got to change our thinking to thinking, okay, the 10 commandments are so notorious, that don't mean those are the only commandments. We got it in our mind, since they're so notorious, that got to be the only laws, because we don't read the Bible. When you go into the church, the Christian church will tell you that the law is done away with. So they don't try to even bring up all the other laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible. But guess what? You're going to hear it at. And the I.S.U.P.K, the Commander General.
That's right. Damn right.
Yeah,
damn right.
We're going to bring out, damn right. No sign of Christ. We're going to bring out all the laws in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't got to worry about that. So all those laws that you didn't get in the church, come on to I.S.U.P.K, tune in the class, and you're going to get all of these laws, statutes, commandments. And you got to watch it every week. You can't just, you know what I'm saying, every day, every week. You can't just watch it one day and think you're going to get all the law. No, you're going to get this work. Right. But you're going to get it, you know what I'm saying, gradually. You got to grow into it. You know, the Bible says to make him to understand knowledge, you got to be weaned from the breast and drawn from the breast. And, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Precept? We'll say weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. You got to start out with the milk. You can't go eating steak, talking about 5-star restaurant steak, and you ain't got no teeth.
Right.
You can't be gumming no steak. You know, that steak is tough. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat no deer meat. Not with them gums, you know what I'm saying? It's too tough. You got to drink that milk and get full from the milk, you understand what I'm saying? So that's what you're going to do. You keep in class, you're going to get that work, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring that out. And that's the reason why I'm going up into Hebrews, to show you that Christ was the ultimate sacrifice, because it also talked about when the Lord gave them commandments to build an altar. You know what I'm saying? So make altar to the earth for him to do these sacrifices and to give these gifts. But now we don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I'm bringing that out. So you can read what you got, Barak.
You want 10 and 1, sir?
10 and 1. We're gonna start with 1.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, with those sacrifices which were offered year by year, continually make the corners thereunto perfect.
It said can never. You offer these sacrifices up year after year, continually, every day. Like every time you turn around, you just killing animals left and right, but you still go back out and sin. You know what I'm saying? Like you can never make this perfect. But there was something that could, though. There was something that could be redeemed and for eternal. You know what I'm saying? Like to cover your sins. There was somebody blood who did have to be shed and could have been shed that was worthy enough to redeem you for eternal. You know what I'm saying? Now, that don't mean you can't keep the laws. That just means you don't have to sacrifice animals now. The punishment is not going to come swiftly. And guess who? Guess who going to carry out the punishment when the time comes for you to breaking these laws? Since you think you covered under grace and you don't have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Guess who's going to come carry out these punishments? You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get too graphic. Guess who's going to carry out these punishments for you? The same very man that you don't believe in, you Old Testamenters. You Old Testament Israelites. The very same man that you don't believe in is going to come carry out that judgment against you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are not following all the laws in the Bible. If you just follow the Old Testament, there's plenty more. Trust and believe that. You understand what I'm saying? And Christ himself, the one who shed his blood for our sins, is the one who's going to come back and deliver out that judgment. So just because you sin right now and you don't have to, you're not going to die right now. Well, the Bible says judgment doesn't come speedily. You know what I'm saying? Like you still, things can happen to you still. Don't get me wrong. But if you are, living when Christ come back and you not following the laws, you're going to face that wrath. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says Christ going to come back with a vesture dipped in blood.
That's right.
He ain't going to just get it by just, what you think, he walked in the sea of blood or something? Nah, that blood got on him a different way.
Damn right.
That's like blood splatter. You know what I'm saying? That ain't just no blood like that. That is a vesture dipped in blood. They ain't talking about him like walking in no blood. That's just blood splatter. If you watch Forensic Files, you know what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 2. But then would they not have ceased to be offered? Because that the worshipers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sin.
You understand what I'm saying? So the ones that you sacrifice the animals, then you have no more conscience of sins. If these animals were really worthy. You understand what I'm saying? Like if an animal could do it, then you wouldn't have no more conscience of it. Like you would, like right now, people sin right now, and all they do is think about, dang man, they try to ask forgiveness. You sin, I know when I was in the world, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me for everything, because I know I'm not gonna die right away. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be stoned to death no more, because that was done away with. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get stoned to death no more because Christ died for me. So now I'm just asking for forgiveness. So I wouldn't have no conscience of sin if you know what I'm saying. If these animal sacrifices were good enough, you wouldn't have this conscience of sin. So since Christ's sacrifice was good enough, now you got to do your conscience, because you're like, dang, well, I ain't getting stoned to death, but man, I know I'm still sinning.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that. Go ahead.
Verse 3. But in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sins every year.
Every single year. Because you know why? Because I got to keep sacrificing these animals. So every single year, I'm reminded that I'm still sinning and my sins are still not covered. I need something that's going to cover my sins eternally. Because every year we keep coming back to the same, like how are we getting here at this point? We at the same point. You know what I'm saying? Well, every single year, I'm reminded of my sins. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 4. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins.
Good night. It is not possible. You understand what I'm saying? It's not possible. It's saying, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats take away sin. It's not possible. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
So this right here is showing you that you don't have to. So for any scoffers out there, why y'all don't sacrifice animals no more? if you keep all the laws, you keep the Old Testament, don't you got to sacrifice now? Read that again?
Verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not.
Thou wouldest what?
Thou wouldest not.
But what?
But a body hast thou prepared me.
You understand what I'm saying? A body thou hast prepared me. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin thou hast had no pleasure.
For burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure.
That's right.
Meaning, it's not satisfying the Lord no more. He is not satisfied. Like, you keep sacrificing these animals, saying you sorry and this and that. You sacrificing these animals, cover your sins. I ain't getting pleasure in that no more. You know what I'm saying? So I have to send my son down there to die because this is the ultimate. Seeing my son die, his people, for his people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
right.
Man, that's heavy right there. Man. I'm talking about sumo wrestling.
Right.
Kishi heavy.
Right.
It's a lot of you. You know what I'm saying? He's under.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, good night. Keep reading. Keep reading.
Verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me.
No, just in the Old Testament.
In the volume of the book, it is written of me.
You Old Testament Israelites, you hear that? Read that one more time.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
I come in the volume of the book. I come in the volume. Hold on, let's do this for the.
Right. Damn right.
I come in the volume of the book. Go ahead.
It is written of me.
It is written of me. Go ahead.
To do thy will, oh God.
Most High in Christ. Skip down to verse 10.
Come on. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 10. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahawashi Mashiach once for all.
We are, oh my goodness, good night. By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the what?
Of the body of Jesus Christ once for all.
Of who?
Of Jesus Christ once for all.
No, just for now.
Once for all.
Just for a short time period.
Once for all.
Keep reading.
Verse 11. And every priest standeth daily, ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins.
The way he's reading that is so beautiful because it goes into exactly how I want to break it down. You know what I'm saying? It says, and every priest standeth daily, ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices.
Right.
You go get a bull, then the next week you go get another bull.
Right.
Then you bring a goat, then you go get another goat, then another goat, then another bull, then another goat.
Right.
Then another bull.
Right.
Then another goat. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, but it says in verse 10, by the which we are still sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once. It's only been one Hamashiach Yahawashi.
That's right.
It's only been one. You know what I'm saying? Just like there will only be one West, it was only one Yahawashi.
Yeah, right. That's right.
It wasn't a whole bunch of Yahawashi offered. One offered for all time. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Read verse 12.
Come on, God. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 12. But this,
my bad. At the end of verse 11, it say which can never.
That's right.
It say which can never take away sins. You offering these goat after goat after goat after goat after goat. That can never take away the sins.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Can never take away the sins. Go ahead.
Verse 12. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever.
For how long?
Forever.
He had offered what?
One sacrifice.
But this who?
But this man.
This man. Go ahead.
After he had offered one sacrifice.
One sacrifice.
For sins forever.
Forever. Go ahead.
Sat down on the right hand of the Most High.
I'm going to drop the mic.
Damn right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That cuts anything you naysayers say about whether the Most High came and talked to us
Right.
about the fact that if we follow these laws, why we not sacrificing animals and doing things of the Old Testament, if we follow the Old Testament, like, so that cuts the Old Testament Israelites and the Christians that follow the New Testament and not the Old Testament.
Right.
You understand? He said, I come in the volume of the book. You know what I'm saying? With that, man, I do want to pass the class over. Before I do that, I do want to speak on this barbecue coming up. The Texas cookout, man. You know what I'm saying? He might bring it up in the Holy Convocations, upcoming events. But man, I'm telling you, it's coming closer and closer. And I'm telling you now, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be here it's right around the corner. It's gonna be here before you know it. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna be a glorious week, a glorious weekend.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the barbecue is gonna be October 7th at McGregor Park. Let me get this address for y'all real quick. Give me 1 second. Get this address for y'all. I say it every week, but I got to drill it in y'all head, man, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a glorious thing. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me. I want to say, anybody got that, I need the barbecue Salakia. Right, I got it right here. Salakia. This is going to be Sunday, October 7th. That's the day of the actual barbecue. If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are more than welcome to come through. We encourage you to come through. You know what I'm saying? If you are anything other than, if your father is anything other than Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are not welcome to come. You cannot come. You cannot eat the crumbs off the ground.
That's right.
You can't even come within the premises, man.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't feed the white homeless, so you ain't gonna have to worry about that.
Right.
After we leave, whatever's left over, then, hey, if there's something left over, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? But after that, you are not allowed on the premises while we are there. Not in our area. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be Sunday, October 7th. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be plenty of drinks, plenty of brotherhood, man, plenty of food, man. Brothers and sisters gonna be there. The sisters gonna throw down. You know, brother, you're gonna be promoting our product. You know what I'm saying? You can come get your Just Laundry products. You know what I'm saying? You can order your Just Laundry products while you're. I'm gonna have some headbands and war stars prepared. You know what I'm saying? You can come get you some headbands and stuff. Get you some shirts. You know, just come out and have a good time, man. Come out and have fun and enjoy time with your brothers and your sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it in the I.S.U.P.K. It's going to start at 12 p.m. and it's going to end until, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be at McGregor Park in Houston, Texas at 5225 Calhoun Road, Houston, Texas 77021. That's the address. So, yeah, man, make sure y'all there, man. If you're not there, you're missing out, man. I'm going to pass the class over to Trooper Yeshaya and security announcement, man. Yeah, all right.
Well, the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to check themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, like I.S.H.U.P.K. 10% of every penny and every increase the Lord gives you. Give to Judicial Department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offering, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upholding convocations. We have the memorial of the trumpets. It's the first day of the 7th month, Monday, September the 10th, 2018.
That's right.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black: boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. that, say Shalom Yahweh Shalom Shalom Shalom, so I Christ.
That's right.